Bonjour! Today we're going to learn about some verbs that are conjugated differently in the passé composé than the ones that we've already learned. These verbs use a different helping verb. So instead of using avoir as a helping verb, which we've been doing so far, they use être, which is a little bit different. Before we go any further, let's review the verb to be, which is être. Être goes like this. Say it after me. Je suis. Tu es. Il est. Elle est. Nous sommes. Vous êtes. Ils sont. Elles sont. We should pretty much know these by heart by now. This time I'm going to say the pronoun and you tell me the verb. So if I say je, you'll say suis. Are you ready? Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. So if that was difficult for you, I recommend you go back and learn this verb because the past tense is going to be very hard if you don't know it. Okay, one of the verbs that uses être is aller. Remember I told you not to use the word went in your writing yesterday? It's because we don't know it yet and we're about to learn it. Aller means to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at aller in the past tense and we're going to see what makes it different from the other verbs that we've seen so far in the past tense. This page is a little bit blurry. It's from our book, so it doesn't quite come out the way it should. The first thing you might notice, let's look at the helping verb. Je suis, tu es, il est, right? It's all être. So we're no longer saying je, tu as, il a. We're saying je suis, tu es, il est. So that's our helping verb. That's the first thing. The second thing is look at the difference between je suis allé for a boy and je suis allé for a girl. Think for a second, what is different there? It's an E. The nice thing is that E is just like the E's you add in adjectives, right? So it's easy to remember. If it's a girl, she gets an E. If it's a guy, he doesn't get an E, right? Je suis allé for him. Je suis allé for her. Il est allé, he went. Elle est allée, she went. You cannot hear the difference, but you need to know it for writing. Let's take a look at the plurals. For the guys, we have nous sommes allés, vous êtes allés, ils sont allés. So you'll notice that there's still no extra E, right? It's masculine, just plain old E with an accent. But now we put an S on the end because like an adjective, works just like an adjective, we have to add an S because the subject, the we, is plural. Nous sommes allés. So we're not going to use any of the verbs from avoir. We're going to say nous sommes allés. Let's look at the girls. Nous sommes allés, a bunch of girls talking about ourselves. Suddenly there's an E and an S there, just like with adjectives. I can't say that too many times. These verbs, the past participles, they take endings just like adjectives, which makes them not very difficult if you can just remember that. The plural for they, right? Ils sont allés, they went. Guys, there's an S, but there's no E. Elles sont allées, we've got the extra E and the extra S. That's the difference. The helping verb is être. The past participle changes depending on the gender and number of the subject. So what I'd like you to do is take a second in your notebook to copy down those two sentences. The helping verb is être. The past participle changes depending on the gender and number of the subject. And then when you're done doing that, if you want to pause, then hit play and we'll keep going. So we're going to take a look at some sentences in the past tense that are going to show us what this looks like. Because it's easy to hear a bunch of rules. It's not so easy when you have to actually do it. So let's look at this. We have je au parc. I went to the park. I need a helping verb. So the helping verb from être that goes with je will be je suis. And then I need the past participle, aller, and I need to think. If it's a boy and there's only one of them, I'm not going to take an extra E or an extra S. So it's je suis allé au parc. Je suis allé au parc. Another one to do together. She went with the banana. What happened? She went away with the banana, right? She went. Elle. I'm not going to use a this time because I'm using être. So I'm going to say elle est allée avec la banane. And look at the allée. We have an E on the end because this dog, who is female, elle est allée à la banane, avec la banane. if you recall, we haven't learned animals yet, so I'll take that back. Yes, we did. If you recall, chien is masculine, but if I'm talking about a female dog, I can still call her elle. Let's do the next group of exercises aloud. Getting lots of speaking practice is going to help you remember the vocabulary and the grammar you're trying to learn. If you don't use it, you're not learning it. That's the only thing you can say. It's like running a marathon. You can read about marathons, you can watch marathons, you can listen to people give lectures about marathons, but if you're not running, you're not going to win the marathon. That's just the way it goes. In fact, you're not going to get very far in the marathon at all. So let's try these. La famille, I'm going to ask you to do this out loud, and then I'll give you the answer. La famille en vacances. La famille est allée en vacances. La famille est allée en vacances. Le bus à New York City. Le bus est allé à New York City. Il au paradis. Paradis is heaven, so he's going to heaven. That's why he's an angel. Il est allé au paradis. Il est allé au paradis. Elle au parc avec le bébé. Elle est allée au parc avec le bébé. So we're not worrying too much about the endings right now because we're just saying them. But we are going to do some endings in a little bit. Je au parc avec mon chien. Je suis allée. Je suis allée. Le garçon à papa. Le garçon est allé à papa. Super cool. Elle à l'école en retard. Elle est allée à l'école en retard. Mon père, très vite. Mon père est allé très vite. Il ne pas à la maison. Now, you're going to have to move the pas. See if you can do this one. Il n'est pas allé à la maison. So the ne does go in front of the a, but the pas goes after the a, not after the past participle. Nous ne, see if we can make this one negative. Nous ne pas au cinéma. We are not going to the movies. We did not go to the movies, I'm sorry. Nous ne sommes pas allés au cinéma. Le chat ne pas avec le chien. Le chat n'est pas allé avec le chien. Le chat n'est pas allé avec le chien. Nous, we went to this concert. And actually, in reality, I did go to this concert. This is a picture of a concert I went to. Maybe I'm down there in the crowd. Nous sommes allés au concert. Nous sommes allés au concert. Elle, au cinéma. They went to the movies. Elles sont allées au cinéma. Elles sont allées au cinéma. Ils, they went to the match. Ils sont allés au match. Ils sont allés au match. Nous, au parc. Nous sommes allés au parc. Nous sommes allés au parc. Oh, they went to the circus. Ils. Notice it's a guy and a girl. Ils sont allés au cirque. There's a girl there, but if there's a guy, it has to be in the masculine form. It's just a silly rule. Marc et Tom went by train. Sont allés. No extra E, but an extra S. Je, Oh, I went to my mom's house. Je suis allée. Je suis allée chez ma mère. L'homme, the man went by plane. L'homme est allé en avion. L'homme est allé en avion. La fille, she went to the house. The girl went to the house. La fille est allée à la maison. We're almost done. La fille est allée à la maison. Il ne, so when I say he didn't go to work, think again about that. Ne pas around just the helping verb. Il n'est pas allé au travail. He didn't go to work. Il n'est pas allé au travail. Ah, I didn't go to the mall. Je ne suis pas allé au centre. Je ne suis pas allé au centre. We went by bike. Nous sommes allés à vélo. Nous sommes allés à vélo. They did not go by bus. Ils ne sont pas allés en bus. Ils ne sont pas allés en bus. Ah, les petits means the little ones, the kids. Les petits, they went by bus. Les petits sont allés en bus. Les petits sont allés en bus. Nous ne, so negative, we did not go by car. Nous ne sommes pas allés en voiture. Nous ne sommes pas allés en voiture. Ah, she went to the cafe. Elle est allée au café. Notice the extra E. She's a girl. Elle est allée au café. There's only one of her, so you don't need to add an S. How about the class, which, by the way, counts only as one person? La classe à la bibliothèque. The class went to the library. La classe est allée à la bibliothèque. It's feminine, even if there are boys in the class, because the word class is feminine. Adam Levine. Adam Levine didn't go to the pool. Adam Levine n'est pas allé à la piscine. Il n'est pas allé à la piscine. David Beckham went to the stadium. David Beckham, what are you going to say for that? David Beckham est allé au stade. Il est allé au stade. Fantastic! All right, we're going to move on to our independent work now, which as usual is in Classroom. You'll find it posted there, and it is in Docs as always. So I'm going to bid you a fond farewell. Au revoir, à bientôt. On se verra demain.